Have you bought some online courses, or are you all into singing exercises and you think, if I just do those exercises, I must get better, right? Well, I'm here to rant a little bit about that today and why you might be wasting your time. Hi and welcome to today's video. In case you don't know me yet, my name is Freya and I'm a professional singer and vocal coach from Germany. I get a lot of messages sometimes from people who say, well, can you just show exercises? And some comments below some of my videos state like, well, you talk a lot, but just show me the exercise. Here's the thing. In my experience as a vocal coach over the years, not only as a vocal coach, also as a professional singer, the exercises are garbage unless you actually execute them intentionally. So just singing pitches is not what we want to achieve, right? I'm sure you might be able to sing pitches. Now, if you wanted to just do interval training or ear training kind of exercises, you may just use some exercises where, it's not really important what registers you sing in or like dynamics. It's just about hearing and singing pitches per se. However, if you actually want to get better using exercises and if you actually want to apply them and really brush up your technique and actually have progress, you must know that there's so much more than just singing the pitches. So ask yourself, what register do I want to sing this exercise in? Do I want a transition between registers, which adds another layer of challenge? Do I want to sing it just in head voice or just in chest voice? Or do I want to sing the lower part in chest voice and the higher part in head voice? What vowel? Am I having an open vowel or a closed vowel? Is it all about vowel modification, that when I go higher, I have to modify, for example, if it's a closed vowel? What are the dynamics? Is it more soft? Is it more loud? What about vocal cord closure? Should it be a little bit more breathy or should it be condensed, like a nice, very dense tone? These are all very relevant aspects. And of course, we use exercises in order to prepare for the songs we want to sing. And in some songs, you want to have falsetto, and there's a transition from falsetto to strong chest voice. In some songs, you don't want to transition. You want to make sure you belt high, that you stay in chest voice as long as possible, and then use a mix to lighten up on the top, but yet still have that chesty sound. It's very relevant. Sounds very different. And also, if you are sloppy about the exercises, if you're not doing it in your range, so if there's an exercise that is about strengthening your chest voice, but you're not even singing it in chest voice because you're going way too high, well, then you're not practicing chest voice, but you're actually practicing your head voice and you're defeating the purpose of the exercise. So it's really important to always make sure you know exactly what it is that you want to do, and then it's very tangible. You can actually check the box and say, okay, was I in chest voice? Did I breathe correctly? Did I crack up? Was my vowel still where it should be? What about dynamics? All those things are relevant. And if you practice intentionally, then you also will be able to sing a song in a way you want to sing it. If you have a song that requires you to belt, but you go into head voice and you sound like an opera singer when you sing high, then you're not executing it like it should be, unless you want to cross over genre, change the instrumental and the backing track, and have an entirely different genre. You can do that. You can make a jazzy version out of a lot of songs or a more semi-classical version out of some songs, but then you will have to change your entire approach to the entire song. And I'm just getting on this tangent because I hear this so much, where people tell me like, oh, I just need exercises. Just give me some exercises. But in 99.9% of cases, students that I have been teaching, they have never ever executed an exercise perfectly just the way I intended it to be the first time around. Usually, not even the fifth time around. A lot of times we will have to work with an exercise for a while for it to sink in. It's almost like a little part of a song. And it's, in a song, you don't do so much, but in an exercise, sometimes it's just very focused. You're trying to do something very specific. And unless you're doing this very specific thing, the exercise isn't really going to bring you a lot of value. Now, even when you're warming up and you're thinking, well, it's all just about getting my vocal cords to vibrate, Well, yes, it is, but you can hurt your voice if you're not doing it intentionally. You want to make sure you're starting with a little bit less intensity, meaning you're not asking your vocal cords to be that tense and that tight yet in the beginning, and then you increase intensity as you go along in your warm-up. So awareness about those kind of things and your registers and how much work all these elements are for your voice is also going to help you with your warm-up. So I never start belting in a warm-up as the first thing I'm going to do because it's high intensity. It's just like working out your body. You're not going to start with the heaviest weight. You're going to start light. You're going to start with some cardio. You're going to get the blood pumping at first, and then you're going to put on some weights. And it's the same with singing. You don't want to put on the heavy weight at first. So even every warm-up exercise, every warm-up regimen should have that progression of going from easier to more difficult. And I have a free 30-minute warm-up audio on my website, masteryourvoice.tv, where I do explain each exercise. Once you know the exercises, you could just make some notes and you could just run them. But it is so important to know what it is that you want to do. That warm-up checks a list, right? There are like, okay, I want to cover this register. I want to cover head voice, chest voice. I'm going to start with mid to low humming, and that's lower intensity. And then you progressively get higher and more intense. You cover all your registers through your entire range, and I explain the elements of a great warm-up, which actually also works as a workout. So keep that in mind, and I'll see you next time. If you have not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed for more singing tip videos every single week. And check out my signature course, Back to the Basics, where I go into depth about all the elements of singing. It's called Back to the Basics because each one of those elements may seem basic, but it's what's relevant in all of singing. It's going to benefit you no matter what genre you're singing. Check it out on my website, masteryourvoice.tv. Until next time, have a great day and always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved us.